said, excuse me, but you don't understand where I'm at. I was all around the world, on span, across the map. I've been laying low and now it's time to pop up, bitch, I'm back. Now I'ma run it up. Snooze on the kid that you dumb or what? You better go get your numbers up. Now
Hey folks, this is the MCU's Bleeding Edge YouTube channel and podcast. It's Monday, so we like to call Monday the MCU's Bleeding Edge Report. So this is the MCU's Bleeding Edge Report. I'm here, Jeff S., aka TrueKnowledge, co-host with my co-host Cyberneticshark, special guest co-host Andres the Pop Culture Guy, to wrap up Spider-Man, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man episodes 9 and 10, the end of the series. Hope everybody's doing well. We are, of course, as I stated, a podcast and a YouTube channel. So feel free to, drop a rating on us if you enjoy the content. We'd appreciate it. But I hope you guys are doing well. I'll start right off with questions about the episodes. Andres Pop Culture Guy, what'd you think about Spider-Man, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man episodes 9 and 10?
I thought it ended pretty well. I thought the series did a really good job of wrapping things up for the show, teasing the future of season 2, which is really great. I really enjoyed this series. It's not my favorite of the Spider-Man cartoons. I think still the best is Spectacular Spider-Man. That show you can never really beat. But I think this show was a good addition to the Spider-Man cartoon, franchise and all that. I really like the fresh take on Spider-Man, Peter Parker. There was some stuff that I don't care for that we have been discussing over the last 8 weeks or 9, whatever the episodes count.
It hasn't been 8 weeks.
Oh, really? I don't know. 8 weeks, 7 weeks. Well, let's say a month since February when we started to review this show. We have our nitpicks and criticisms of the show, but I like it. They stick the landing. I'm very excited for the future, just like X-Men 97. But I think the show can vastly improve in the future.
Yeah, X-Men 97 was really good. Cyber, what do you think? What did you think of episodes 9 and 10?
They did not pull me in. I felt that they were basically a repeat. Especially the 10th episode, the finale was like a fucking repeat of the first episode. That drove me fucking crazy. The 9th episode, I was sick and tired of the whole gang shit. So overall, I didn't think it was a very powerful ending to the series, to the season, I should say. But overall, I think it was okay.
It was just okay. That's what the man said. All right, so yeah, I guess it was just okay. I mean, it wasn't X-Men 97 quality or anything like that. But I liked episode 9. The Scorpion is a pretty solid villain. He's been pretty good so far. I've enjoyed him. So, all right, well, cracking into episode 9, Hero or Menace. Basically, Norman visits Octavius in prison to gloat about his involvement in the latter's arrest and to reveal that his technology is being given to Oscorp. And Doc Ock flips out and everything and loses it. And Peter stops the 110th attempt to hijack the technology as it's being transferred. Gargan arrives with the Scorpions and a brawl breaks out, which Big Donovan runs away from. So I'll stop there. Cyber, what do you think about that part of the episode?
There were some funny moments to the Doc Ock, Norman Osborn conversation. I kind of laughed at a few portions of that, but overall, it was kind of like a gloat session. So that kind of was just like, okay, Norman, yes, you got him. Ooh, big whoop-de-doo. And then, leading up to where you're talking about it, once again, I just got to keep going with the whole situation that involving the whole gang related thing and like the whole Tombstone thing and the Scorpion thing. To me, it was just too overplayed in this series. And once again, the Scorpion looked like shit. I'm sorry. He looked so fucking stupid. When he put on the helmet, he looked a little better, but overall, it just looked stupid to me. It did not make me think Scorpion. It made me think some dude with a mechanical tail on his back. Did not make me think Scorpion. So leading up to the section you're mentioning, I thought it was okay. I thought, like I said, I had a couple good laughs with Doc Ock conversation, especially when he's in his cell and he's like, "You got a visitor." He's like, "I don't need a lawyer," and like it's not a lawyer, and he's kind of we kind of see him just kind of like, okay. Like who could this be? Was kind of funny, and the guy that voiced Doc Ock cracked me up too. So I think overall that the beginning, getting into it, having the Norman Osborn thing and the Doc Ock, like conversation kind of was fun and kind of cracked me up. Wasn't anything the greatest, but it was pretty funny. But leading after that up to our break point, I didn't see anything of real great value to it. It just seemed pretty basic and was continuing the story along. So overall, this section had some laughs, but was for the most part just okay.
Andres.
Yeah. So I think I kind of in agreement. I think episode 9 was like kind of okay. I think it just moved us to the part where, Spider-Man kind of understand his responsibility to be a better role model and not take the hard direction of like killing your enemies and stuff like that. So that was like the whole point of the episode. And I was happy to see Scorpion again. I was happy to see his more comic book, his somewhat comic book accurate suit, but I think he's still a menace. I think that I like this version of Scorpion. Yeah, but I gotta say, it was very silly. This is probably the worst Superman origin story for like a character. Like it was so like lame, and how convenient like that Lincoln like had to step down with one of these cases and like this container like spilled this like gas to like give Tombstone his like super abilities. I was like, wow, that was just like crazy. And very lazy writing there. But yeah, I agree with Cyber, and I don't know, this gang. I think we need more gang storylines, like besides this like Scorpions versus the 1/10. I think it'd be kind of cool to see Mr. Negative. Like I'm surprised the show didn't bring Mr. Negative and his gang. Like that'd be kind of cool to see that character in the show. Or they own Kingpin. I mean, Spider-Man, Daredevil can share Kingpin. I mean, I don't know why we haven't mentioned Kingpin in the show. It'd be kind of cool to see him and his gang, right? So, yeah, I kind of agree with Cyber. The gang storyline with Lincoln and all that was kind of like tiring, and it's like, oh my god, they're stealing the tech stuff from with Octavius, and then, of course, I love Dr. Octopus. I think it was great to see him. He was very funny, and I don't know why that, Norman like went to see him and like just spite him that, oh, I got all your technology, and it's like, what are you doing? You're literally setting yourself as a target for the next time Dr. Octopus will break out from prison, and like he will use his tentacles to kill you, sir. So Norman is such a stupid person in that episode. Yeah. So I thought this beginning was okay. It was, it's just picking us up where we were left off from episode 8. So, or 8 or 7, something like that. So, yeah, overall good.
Tavares, right in the butt?
What?
No. Blake.
This is the best.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh man, right in the butt, he said. That's funny. Anyways, folks, on a lighter note. So yeah, I mean, I'm over the gang shit too. Like, I'm really tired of it. Like, like apparently they're just gonna keep on doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's never ending. The gang element or whatever. They seem to be like, it seems to be like a part of the show now. That Lincoln has the whole gang and everything. I guess he's running the gang now or whatever. Who knows? But okay, so back to the battle or whatever. Lonnie steps up and searches Octavius' technology for something to use, and he's exposed to a mysterious gas, which gives him superhuman strength and durability. Lonnie uses his new powers to help Peter fight Gargan, and the latter buries Lonnie under rubble, which he somehow walked away from totally fine. Peter takes Norman's advice and stops holding back. He almost kills Gargan before Lonnie breaks free and stops him, convincing him not to cross that line and to remain a hero. What do you think, Andres? What are your thoughts on that section of the episode, at the end of the big battle? I thought the whole how does Lonnie not know that that's not Peter? How does he not know? You know what I mean?
Look, he's not using like a voice machine to cover his voice. So yeah, it's kind of silly that no one is hearing Peter's voice from that mask. But I don't know how hard you can hear people talking in the mask. It's is that my friend Joey or Alex or Frank? I don't know. I mean, So I think we have to disbelieve the secret identity with Peter with the voice and stuff like that.
Well, why are Lonnie and Spider-Man best buddies now? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if they're trying to do I don't know, they're trying to do the villain friend thing, and then they really become bitter enemies, like Loki and Thor, or Magneto and Professor X. I don't. That is weird. You think you could do that with Harry and Peter, because Harry becomes Green Goblin later on. I don't know. That's just weird, and especially I don't want to go talk to episode 10, but we know where we're going with that character, but I don't know. That was kind of weird, but I mean, at least Lonnie's not a bad person, I guess. But I don't know. Something else. Well, what's crazy? I don't know if you guys have this, but it was so funny that he got his power so quickly, and he was so used to it. You think he would be kind of scared when those those pipe things were coming down, and I don't know. I just thought him getting superpowers was so quick.
Yeah, I'm surprised he survived that fucking having that shit dropped on him so easily. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. I mean, you think that you were kind of scared because you don't know, you got affected by this gas. You don't know what it will do to you, But yeah, that was weird. But I gotta say, I thought the action when Scorpion versus Spider-Man was pretty good. I thought when Peter started to get angry and started to punch him really hard, that was a really good action scene. I thought that was compelling. I thought that it was good. It just got a little really bad when Lonnie stopped him to do to kill him, which whatever. But yeah. So and yeah, another thing we haven't brought up was the friend, the Nico, conveniently was in the street. I'm happy that she kind of forgets Peter. I'm happy that we kind of got that over with, which is good. Yeah, I like that he's saved her. So at least that storyline kind of wrapped up pretty good. So I like this section. I thought it was adorable. I'm kind of curious what we're gonna do with Scorpion. I mean, he's still alive. I hope we can build up the Sinister Six in this show, and because now we know Dr. Octopus is in prison. Probably they meet and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Cyber, what are your thoughts, sir?
So this is when the episode got good for me. The whole action end sequence here, I really enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed the whole action sequence here. Them fighting, Scorpion and Peter. Kind of starting out fighting and stuff like that was very interesting. The street gangs fighting each other was pretty fun. I thought that one like kind of like lead chick of the other gang was pretty hot. Which I thought was kind of funny for a cartoon. I was like, they actually kind of drew her kind of sexy. I'm like, that's interesting. Kind of like along the and so I think that it was kind of funny how they have it where Lincoln gets in that back of that Oscorp truck that has all of Octavius's crap in there, and it happens to have a canister that turns him into Tombstone, which I don't believe that's how Tombstone really turned into Tombstone. I don't recall that being the original story, but okay. And then him like being impenetrable now and like super strong was cracked me up, and it was just kind of like, wow, they really took the character to a whole new level here. They took liberty, very much so. But yeah, like when that whole thing crashes down on him, I'm like, well, he is supposed to be a tombstone, so I would see that it wouldn't kill him, and him being impenetrable now that, he kind of like Colossus when Colossus is in his, certain form, and so forth. So, so yeah, so I think that the ending is where it gets really good. I really enjoy it. I thought it's really fun, and I just thought overall it did a good job closing it out with this great kind of finale battle. Other than that, it wasn't anything super impressive.
Well, so Gargan is arrested. Seeing Peter save lives of Spider-Man, Nico forgives them, as Andres mentioned. Norman thanks Peter for his work in stopping Gargan. He then meets with several Oscorp scientists, including Whitman, who are working on various secret projects. One of these is an attempt to replicate Spider-Man's powers by injecting a spider with Peter's blood. And that is the actual official ending of the episode. So I'll go right back to you, Cyber. What did you think of the actual ending of the episode?
Oh, he stepped out.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go to you then, Andres.
Yeah. So that ending was kind of. Should I continue? I guess.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we kind of knew that Norman was doing something with Peter's blood. So doing these secret projects was kind of not surprise. So doing the spider thing is like a very usual thing with Norman Osborn stuff. If you've seen the PS4 games, like Norman was building experiment spiders there. So like that was all like nothing new, and I was kind of and the fact that the spider looked the same one as the one from the pilot, I was like, okay, what's going on here? And so I thought the ending was really intriguing. The fact that that doctor there that we know from the like the internship like program, I was like, okay, he's working with Norman closely, stuff like that. So it came together. I like that. I like what shows like try to connect a lot of things we've seen like for the full season. That is what a good show does. Like the fact that we saw bits of things that we saw from the previous episodes, like Pierre and Dr. Connors, like generator thing that they were building for the internship program. That was good that they paid that off. So that was really good to see that they were like connecting everything from the previous episodes and all that. So I thought the ending was good. It was decent. So I thought it was and a good note.
Okay. Cyber, you back with us, brother?
Yep.
Okay. What were your thoughts on the ending, the actual ending of that episode?
Let's say lackluster, and I thought the fight sequence was far superior than how this episode ended. I think, leading into they're trying to lead into the final episode is pretty much what they were trying to do. And the whole like lab testing and all that kind of stuff, that, basically we'll get to see in the next episode. I think that it just kind of, I don't know, it kind of ruins it a little bit that they're showing us that, this is where it's going. And at the same time, you're kind of like I didn't see this coming. So I think that like overall, it was just not that great of an ending. I didn't care too much for it, but overall, I think that what led up to that ending was far superior and more enjoyable than that ending. So overall, eh.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you. It was kind of like whatever there, kind of towards the end, you know. I did like seeing Nico and Peter like making up and all that, you know. Nico is growing on me as a character. Let's just say, you know, over the span of the series, I've come to appreciate Nico more than I did in the beginning, you know. Okay, so give me ratings on episode 9, guys. Andres, give me your rating.
I'll give this like a 8 out of 10. It was a decent episode 9. Nothing special. It just took us where we should be seeing stuff in episode 10. I think episode 10 was way better than this episode, so I think 8 out of 10 works for this episode.
I'll give it. I'll actually give it a 9. I thought episode 9 was the best episode of the whole series. What do you think, Cyber?
I'll give it a 7.
Okay. All right, a 7. All right, there you go. Okay. All right. So episode 10. If this be my destiny. So Norman reveals to the interns that their projects are all being used to create a gateway to space for the secretive project Monolith. Dr. Strange arrives to warn against this, but Norman orders the gateway to be activated. The symbiotic alien comes through and attacks. And I'll stop right there. So, I'll start with you, Cyber. What'd you think of the opening of episode 10?
Action-wise, fantastic. Story-wise, basically retelling us how the first episode went. Bleh. I was just pissed about it. It like annoyed the hell out of me. I was just like, are you serious? Are you basically recycling the first fucking episode? I was like, oh, this is stupid. So I mean, action-wise, like I said, it starts off really good, but overall, just kind of retelling the other aspect of what happened in the first episode, couldn't care less. You know, the symbiote is pretty badass, I think. I think he looks really cool. And I think he fights very well. And I honestly think that it's definitely supposed to be giving off a Venom vibe. Since when we even saw him the first episode to this episode, I'm definitely getting Venom vibe from him. So, yeah. Action-wise, great. Story-wise, bleh.
All right, Andres.
Yeah. The beginning was kind of interesting. I was very surprised that we were going to do like a time loop, basically, where like just seeing the like a different aspect of how
they didn't do that until later.
Yeah, like later, yeah. So like we were seeing things like, well, first off, I was kind of confused. Like, okay, we're gonna like I thought initially they were gonna do a multiverse thing initially with the portal that Norman like and his like assailants.
Like the quantum realm?
Yeah, and we heard a word like quantum something, in this episode actually. So it was like, okay, like they're going somewhere with that, because this, we're in the multiverse saga, so like we're kind of expecting something like multiverse, right? So
what was Doctor Strange talking about? Like they were like opening up the cosmos or whatever. Like, what does that mean?
Well, I mean, I kind of wish he just changed it to cosmic things, because that makes more sense. Because like you're opening these different cosmos that you don't know about. So I don't know. I think you should say like universe or cosmic stuff, but whatever. So again, I like this episode more than the last episode because I thought this episode did a good job of connecting several things that we were seeing from like throughout the season. Seeing like Pierre and Dr. Connor's like generator thing being the thing that generate the portal. We saw some of the intern stuff that they're working on is the thing that was creating this project altogether, which is okay, really cool, very interesting. And then at the same time, you're like seeing the true colors of Norman as a character. because after this, we'll get to it, but Peter has second thoughts working with Norman. But so overall, I thought this was a good opening sequence, tying things up from the several episodes we've seen with the show. So that's good.
I really like the Doctor Strange stuff. I thought it was interesting to see him again in the show. Twice in the series.
Yeah, I was surprised about that actually. I'm happy they brought him back. I like his design. He's very stereotypical.
I thought it was a great addition to the episode to bring him in like that again.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yes. So, anyways, okay. So, Strange creates a portal that accidentally takes himself and the alien back in time to Peter's first day at Midtown High. There's the time loop part right there. Yeah. One of the spiders that Oscorp injected with Peter's blood escapes through the portal and bites the younger Peter. So that's where the spider came from. We know that now. Strange and present day Peter send the alien back to space and destroy the gateway. Part of the symbiote remains behind and is found by Norman. So I'll stop there. And I'll go right back to you, Andres. What did you think about all that part of the episode?
Fantastic. I thought this was amazing. Now I can fully discuss the time loop. So I get what Cyber's saying. It was kind of lame, that we were trying to tie up again the Spider-Man origin story with a time travel thing. But the action was pretty great. I really dug to see Doctor Strange here. Seeing Spider-Man helping Doctor Strange trying to get this creature back from whatever it came from was really nice. And I also like this too. Speaking of the symbiote, we know this is the symbiote. This is actually a cool new origin story for Venom here. And somewhat new, but familiar if you your Venom stuff. Of course Norman does get the Venom stuff, a couple times in the BM and stuff like that. So that makes sense. But it's really cool to see the creature being its own thing before it has to Peter or whoever it gets attached to in this series. I thought the animation was so spectacular here, and seeing Doctor Strange using a lot of different spells, which I like. I kind of wish he kind of multiply himself similar to the Infinity War versus Thanos sequence, but it was great to see him doing a lot of magic and all that. But yeah, I was not surprised that we were going to do the time loop when Strange didn't. When Strange said that he didn't know the Midtown attack that happened 1 year, that told me that we were going to do a time travel thing. I was like, okay, I see what they're doing here. But it didn't bother me. I thought it was fine. I thought it was really action-packed. You're seeing a different perspective on the origin story and how it was telling, so it made a lot of sense. So I dug it. I thought it was fantastic. It was fun. Spider-Man was being Spider-Man, which was great. Doctor Strange was really great. I love that he was added into this part, as you were saying, Jeff. He really added great, thematic, but also the animation was spot on with this character, which is good.
All right, Cyber.
All right, so when you find out that Spider-Man became Spider-Man from his own fucking self, what the fuck is that? That was the most stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen. Yes, they took a vial from Peter, and now it's in that spider, and the spider escapes while they're trying to send the symbiote back to its world. And that's the spider that bites him with his own blood? What the fuck was that?
Why didn't the spider bite? Why didn't the spider bite other people too? Why wasn't it just Peter? You know what I'm saying? It didn't die. You know what I mean?
It was the most stupidest freaking thing. But yes, the action with Doctor Strange and Peter was fantastic. That was really fun. The reveal of this portal that they have built was really cool. The fact that we've always seen how opening portals to different worlds has always been considered bad because who knows what'll come through it type of deal. Even though the sorcerers do time portals all the time, and are opening doorways and stuff like that. But yeah, the action was really good. I mean, them battling the symbiote was really cool. especially when they reopen the doorway and we see the 3-headed rest of the symbiote in there. You're just like, what the frick? Like, that looks like the Hydra character that we saw in What If. And I was just kind of like, oh, okay. But yeah, great action. I mean, it was nice. Yeah, definitely. I agree. It was fun seeing Doctor Strange again, getting to see him do some stuff again, doing his magic things and using all his powers and stuff like that was really cool. I mean, the look of him was done really well. I thought it looked like the Doctor Strange from the comics, versus how he looked in, the actual live action films. But like overall, like I said, I just thought the whole storyline was the stupidest fucking thing. Having Peter become Spider-Man from his own fucking blood was the most stupidest goddamn thing ever. And, the fact that this is repeating basically something we already saw, to me, was like saying, oh, we're revisiting something because we ran out of ideas. That's what it made me think as I'm watching it. I was just like, are you serious? Like, this is so, like, I don't mind going back and showing some stuff, but when it takes a whole 15, 20 minutes to show it, and the whole episode is that to me is just stupid. It's like literally reusing the first episode and not like expanding on the first episode, where showing like a couple glimpses of the past, like, oh, this happened, and then move on and do something else with it. I get that, but this was just like so stupid, I thought. But great action with the symbiote, great action with Doctor Strange and Spider-Man. Seeing Spider-Man in his actual Spider-Man uniform was great to finally see. Versus the other ones we've seen him wear in the series so far. From that white one to the one he originally made for himself. It was great to see him in that actual uniform. Other than that, great action, but story-wise, I thought it was shit.
Yeah, I enjoyed seeing him in the actual or more original costume. It was definitely a plus. Strange in present day, Peter send the alien back to space and destroy the gateway. As I said, part of the symbiote remains behind and is found by Norman. Harry creates his own company, the Worldwide Engineering Brigade, to support young geniuses like the Oscorp interns without exploitation. Invitees include Amadeus, who declines in favor of an engineering job at Oscorp, Jeanne, who is the superhero Finesse and was undercover at Oscorp at the behest of her vigilante partner Daredevil, and Lonnie, who becomes the new leader of the 110th. Later, Maid visits Peter's incarcerated father, Richard Parker. And also, there's a scene in there where you see Nico doing magic, like Scarlet Witch style, and talking to her mother, her dead mother or something like that, through magic or something like that. And that was interesting, right? I was like, holy fuck. So, Cyber, what do you think about all that?
I mean, the ending basically is kind of setting up where it's going with the second season, and I get that. But like, the whole Lonnie thing cracks me up, and we already saw that his skin's starting to turn gray, from the Tombstone character, which I thought was kind of hilarious. Like, why wasn't he already turning completely stone and becoming Tombstone? But him decided to continue to be like the leader of the 110 cracks me up. I was like, that's so fucking stupid. The whole, what's her name? The little Asian girl.
Nico,
thank you. Her name was blanking on me for a second. Nico thing with the amulet. I knew something was happening with it because I saw some things happen with it earlier in other episodes. So I definitely knew she was dealing with something like supernatural or something. So I don't know where the hell that's going. And if she's supposed to be an offspring of some character or something like that, or she's supposed to be a character that we don't know yet, stuff like that. I just okay. We'll see where that goes. But the symbiote being left behind totally makes me think we'll see Venom in the next season. Because it definitely looks like a Venom symbiote. So that totally makes me think. And then the whole Richard Parker fucking thing, I was like, Why the fuck is Peter's father doing in jail? What kind of stupid shit is this? Like, what the hell? They died. Like, why are you having him alive? I'm like, oh God. I'm like, this is so stupid. Oh, I'm just like, I was like, really? Are you kidding me? Like, this is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. Like, seriously. And so, sure, that's setting something up for the next season too, as well. You know, May has a secret. Oh no! Oh, Peter's gonna find out the secret. And you know, basically, I think that the ending it sets up season 2, which I'm sure was already made. I believe, if I remember, when they said they were making this, they were making it like 20 episodes, anyways. So I think they already have done season 2, and just they split it up into 2 seasons, kind of like what they've done with What If. But overall, I think that the ending is pretty lackluster. Nothing that great. I mean, I think the best part was probably Octavius, showing him making the pictures of his robotic arms that he eventually will have, that get fused to his body. I think that was the best part of that. But the where they're going with Tombstone, I think is stupid. Like I said, the Nico thing, it'll be interesting to see where that goes. Hopefully it's something good. The Daredevil appearance was fun. But who the fuck was that chick that was with him? Was that supposed to be Elektra?
Apparently her name is Finesse.
Finesse, okay. I have no idea who that character is, but that was odd and interesting.
I've never heard of her.
Yeah. So I was like, why the hell is Daredevil with this person? Should it be Elektra? or something like that. So that, that'll be interesting to see where that goes too. But it was fun seeing Matt Murdock as Daredevil and in that black suit. I thought was pretty cool. But overall, I thought it was a lackluster ending, but definitely helped set up season 2.
Okay, Finesse is an actual character from Marvel Comics. She is the daughter of the supervillain Taskmaster. That's who she is. She's Taskmaster's daughter. Like her father, she possesses that same ability or whatever, the fighting ability, the photogenic memory stuff or whatever that he has. The Taskmaster, where he can watch people fight and mimic their their fighting styles and shit like that. She has that same ability that he does.
Well, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, there you go. So there you go. And she even has connections with Norman Osborn and stuff like that, in the comics. So I guess it makes sense. But Andres, what do you think, sir? What are your thoughts on the end of episode 10?
Very good. I like we did discuss the conversation with Doctor Strange and Spider-Man were really great. I like how Doctor Strange was was worried about what he did, the fact that he time travel and caused this an inevitable event that should have been happening. But Peter, tell him that it had to happen. It had to be a purpose, and because it helped create Spider-Man. So so it just shows how Peter is very wise, and he's learning to be a wise and very responsible superhero. And Doctor Strange sees that, and that's pretty cool. I'm very surprised that version of Peter doesn't have his Doctor Strange. That's kind of weird. Then we got this Artorius Strange from another dimension. But I like this Doctor Strange. I think he has potential. I hope we see him again in the second season. I thought the combination was really good. And I did appreciate from episode 9, and this episode, we got the classic Spider-Man suit. I thought it's really great. I like, it's still the classic. So, yeah, so I thought the conversation was the highlight of this episode. I thought it was really neat. It was well written. And then we got to see, the aftermath of, the whole, portal thing, aftermath. You see, Harry like starting up a company. That's interesting. I kind of like how like the worldwide like thing became like is short for web. That's kind of cool. I kind of dug that. I know that's kind of corny, but I don't know. I kind of dug that. And seeing all the interns maybe like enlisting into Harry's new company was kind of interesting. I didn't know anything about this like character, the sidekick that Daredevil is like having fitness. That's unique. That's something we don't rarely see with Daredevil. So I kind of see we would see that character and play more with Spider-Man and see a team up with her and Daredevil with Spider-Man next season. That's great potential. It was great to hear Charlie Cox again because tomorrow is going to be Daredevil born again. So it was great to hear his voice before we see him live action. Was cool. Yeah, and then Mr. Osborn, finding the symbiote made sense. That's kind of a cool, neat thing. Yeah, and I do agree with you, Cyber. It was so weird. Like, okay, I don't remember in the comic books and stuff like that. Like he always had like this skin condition that he looks so pale. Like it's similar to like Critter Croc, because like a lot of people misinterpret Critter Croc. Like he's not a real Croc. He has like a skin condition that makes him look like a Croc. And that's how Tombstone sometimes is, if I remember correctly in the comic books. So this was weird, giving him super strength, invulnerability skin, like Superman, bouncing bullets, and then like when I in the rewatch, I didn't notice that his skin was turning into white, just like his comic book, accurate appearance, and I was like, oh, okay, they're doing that. That's weird. And it's weird that he's gonna lead this gang now. Like now he's always being like a gang leader. That's okay. We'll see what they're gonna do with that. I mean, we all don't like this part of the storyline, so whatever. But I was very surprised they did the Nika magic thing because we know she's part of the Runaways. She is a superpower person, so it makes sense.
We know that. I didn't know that.
Oh, I mean, Nika is from the Runaways, the other Marvel team, the more young team that is in the Marvel universe. So, like her mom it's like in the MCU, like she's in Doctor Strange, something like that, but whatever. But that made a lot of sense. And it was cool, and I like this character more now. I think I want to see more of what to do with her. And yeah, that's it. I thought the ending was good. It set up the father thing. Now, I don't know about that. I'm a little like we don't. If they do it right, because like the Andrew Garfield movies did it, and they did it really badly. I'm curious what they're gonna do with that. I hope it's a really good one, but if they're gonna drop the ball with the whole Pierre's father thing, then I'm like, why you did this anyway? Really bad decision. But I'm hoping that if they have a good idea why they have a Pierre father be alive, and because you're right, Jeff, they're usually dead in the storyline sometimes.
Okay, well, let's do ratings on this, and then we'll close up shop and we'll plug out of here and we'll call it a night. So I'm going to go ahead and rate this one a 6.5. Andres, what do you got?
Yeah, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. It was good. Not a great finale, but decent one.
Cyber.
5.
5. Okay. All right. Well, there you go, folks. That is our wrap up of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man episodes 9 and 10. We are done with this series. Mark it off the board. We are going to go ahead and do our content plugs, and we're going to get out of here and call it a night. We got Daredevil coming up. We got 2 episodes of Daredevil coming up on Wednesday. That's going to be intense. So, Cyberneticshark, sir, I'm going to start off with you, sir. And here you go.
Well, anyways, folks, if you enjoy me here on the panel or as a moderator of the MCU'S Bleeding Edge, you can definitely check out my solo content. You can find me under Cyberneticshark on pretty much any platform from YouTube to Patreon to X, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, etc. Of course, my homepage is YouTube. As you see there, my most recent movie review I put up was the Flight Risk film, which was a Mel Gibson directed film starring Mark Wahlberg and Topher Grace. And is a really fun film. If you haven't seen it, definitely check out the review of it. It's pretty fun. My most recent trailer reaction, of course, was Hell of a Summer, which is a upcoming comedy horror film coming out this summer. So definitely worth a check out. Just check out if you haven't seen it. It looks really fun. And then, of course, I put up a couple new shorts for you guys recently. One for a film I watched last night called Last Straw, which is a horror film. You can find it on Shudder. You can check out that little mini review if you want. Also, I did a little short, of course, of the of Blade 2 and Blade 3 recently, along with a short of Nick of Time and Hard Eyes. So if you haven't seen any of those, definitely check those out too as well. I'll be having more content up for you guys soon. Some more reviews of some newer movies that have come out recently. So keep your eyes out for that stuff. You'll be seeing my Jurassic World Rebirth trailer coming up here soon. And some more shorts too eventually. This year, definitely will be doing a live eventually. So keep your eyes out for that. Still working on the details for that. And of course, thank you for being a watcher here on the MC's Bleeding Edge. Please subscribe to either channel. And if you subscribe to both, we appreciate it. And as always, keep watching us here on the MC's Bleeding Edge, where we live and talk about shows and stuff. We have a lot of great stuff coming up for you guys. So keep on watching, and thank you guys.
That's true, Cyber. We do have a lot of really good stuff coming up. Andre's pop culture guy, sir.
Well, I just want to say thank you, everyone, for joining us today on this spectacular night of recap of the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man episode 9 and 10. So recently, I just posted my top 10. It was funny. It's seeing Cyber doing top 10 2024 films. I did mine just today. I was working on 2 days because, if everyone knows, yesterday was the Oscars. So I did my list of my favorite 2024 films. You want to know that. Hopefully, after this, I'll post my Instagram post of my top 2024 and maybe a short video on my top 2024 films. But if you want to check other ones, like I recently did my top 6 Jake Hackman movie scenes. Fortunately, he passed away recently, so please check that out. I did my part 2 of Batman Karakuri scenes from his various appearances from the DCAU, and I did another scene from Condenser Royale. So please check out the videos. Plus, the next live stream review I have is Daredevil, for honoring the Daredevil board game released this week, tomorrow. That's going to be our next live stream review on Daredevil, the 2015 TV show, for its 10th anniversary, which is crazy. 10 years since that aired in Netflix. And of course, if anyone knows, check it out in Disney Plus. It's there. You can watch it. It's pretty much still the same. So nothing like kind of iffy about what they're doing. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So I got a lot of things to do. I have other views I need to do, particularly a reaction on Jurassic World Rebirth, as Cyber brought up. I haven't done that yet, but hopefully I can get that as well in my channel. But anyway, that's all I have to say. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Okay, well, folks, short show tonight. It happens once in a while. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is a pretty short TV show, so it's going to happen once in a while. But we appreciate everybody out there. Of course, do all the wonderful things like liking and following, and subscribing, and leaving us a comment and all that. Appreciate you, Cyber. Appreciate you, Andre, the pop culture guy. We'll see everybody later. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. And we'll see you on Wednesday for Daredevil, episodes 1 and 2. And Friday for Edge of Tomorrow. Peace.
We tried to reach out to the man who died